Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here. Welcome to episode 79 of the Local to Global series here with the Canadian Wrestling Coalition. Now, of course, this is essentially the second episode of the new year. Of course, we're going to start advancing towards the third TV show of the month. Now, of course, we're going to do the third show and the fourth TV show of the month, the Go Home show. I feel like I've got an interesting main event. It is kind of a little bit similar to the last main event that we did. Actually, not the last main event, but it was a match on the last show that probably should have been the main event. Anyway, as you can tell, probably by the name of this episode, depending on, I guess, what happens match-wise, it's probably going to be something to do with Casey Glenn. And we've finally signed my biggest target of the series so far. Obviously, Aaron Knight is a massive signing. I wanted Casey Glenn pretty much from the time that we actually went up to medium, basically, and we could start, to offer those exclusive written contracts. So yeah, super happy to get him in. But yeah, let's just keep advancing. I kind of forgot that we were even negotiating with him because, as you can tell by now, I've been recording the HGC Tommy Cornell challenge. Hope you guys are enjoying that series as well. And again, I'm still trying to. Well, this episode might actually go out with the first week that I leave for regional New South Wales for that job opportunity. So yeah, hopefully the videos will be, I guess, semi-consistent. I'm hoping. Still got a few more days before I actually leave, so I'm hoping I'll be able to build out a nice collection of both, Local to Global and the Tommy Cornell challenge as well. We should be okay. I think we'll be all right because I've actually got a couple of days off before I go, so we should be fine. Anyway, Cortland Bartlett with a pay rise request there. Adam Smasher injury. Antonio Del Vecchio leaving CWA. It's interesting. I guess. I don't know, it's kind of strange that they wouldn't renegotiate with him. We've still got Marty Simmons there as well. Still looking at him. Still a little bit undecided on him. Of course, he's part of a tag team, which is All Night Party, which is the only reason why I'm even kind of looking at him. No way. Isn't that his tag team partner, Stevie Stanley? It is too. So they've got a broken friendship now. So I guess that might be the reason why they're letting him go. Interesting. Well, we might not even bother with him then. Very strange. Very strange indeed. Anyway, keep advancing. And I'll keep talking about things. Obviously, the Tommy Cornell challenge. It is going to be, I guess, kind of similar to where we're at in the Local to Global, albeit we're obviously a little bit further ahead of where HGC starts in the 97 Cornell verse. But yeah, they're going to be similar. I don't think we'll have any women on that series. So obviously the women's division we've got now will be, I guess, one big difference. And of course, the time is, I guess, another big difference. Albeit, I think the reason why I thought of the challenge originally was us signing Tommy Cornell in this series, and then obviously the release of the 97 C-verse, and then seeing Tommy being 18 years old at SWF. I just felt like he was kind of the perfect project. You know me, I always like a good sort of youth prospect and project for us to try and build into a real star. So I feel like he was kind of the best one we could have gone for. And the way it played out was just a really kind of cool scenario as well. Got Black Maple going in for Pepper Pelton. Again, only because we're not actually the company that he's at currently. And actually Black Maple going in for Antonio Del Vecchio. Hopefully he's really expensive for them, because I want them to go into debt. So we can sign them, or I guess own the company. We also got Sally Ann Christensen, and this was a weird one. I mean, she did have that injury. Here, as you can see, torn quad, out for 1 year. So that might be the reason why they've let her go. Again, she's still got about probably 6 months to go. So we'll keep a close eye on her. And interestingly enough, James Diaz with a new area. I guess that's Mexico. He's now available to work in, even though he's on an exclusive written contract with us. But yeah, that one's a little bit strange. Anyway, won't worry about it too much. How long until he's back? No way, only 24 days. So he'll be back next month, about a week in. Also, he'll probably miss the first show at least. Very interesting. The return. Looking forward to that episode as well. All right, what do we got? We got some backstage incidents. We got Sumayuki Samura brightening the backstage area, being cheerful and fun to be around. Oh, I thought this might have been a protege mentor, but yeah, Taylor Norton being brought before wrestlers court with Tommy Cornell. Spending way too much time in front of the mirror, and he gets a small positive impact as well. All right, again, we're going to go for Brody and for Aldis. Still no effect between them, which is not great, because I really want to get rid of that. It's kind of a pain in the backside. Anyway, tonight's show going into Mississauga, and I think we're ready to book. So, like I said, I've already thought of... I think I've thought of both main events, which is good. They're pretty basic. We're gonna have a tag team match player. So for this one, we're gonna go for, again, the Golden Goats. They got that 96 last week, taking on Princeton Price and Stephen Parker. So this week, I think we're just gonna try and essentially one-up it by going with the Moneymakers. Of course, Jackpot versus Davis at the pay-per-view. I'm not really too sure how long we give it. Maybe 15. Try for 15 with a slow build. That would kind of be ideal. But the winner's going to be Jackpot. Loser's obviously going to be Zeusy Boy. And yeah, like I said, we're going to call it, and we're going to hope and pray. I'll make it decisive as well, but we're going to hope and pray that these old boys, being Steven and Zeus, they're going to actually be able to go for 15 minutes. And they are. Okay, well, that's really good. I did slow build, yes? Slow pace, yep. All right, cool. That's the main event. Now, there are a few other matches I wanted to do. I wanted to have Maddie Faith in a singles match taking on High Flying Hawaiian. And then we're going to have a certain distraction at ringside for Maddie Faith. And of course, that's going to be Logan Wolfsbane. All right, I think we'll just call this one. It can be decisive. Have an interference there by Logan. Should be a good match, really. I don't see how it could be bad. And then we also have another match. I think it was... Yeah, I think we're going to go with this one. I was actually going to try this as the main event for the next show. But I think it might not do too well for certain reasons. But it's Angry Gilmore taking on Aaron Knight. There we go. 10 minutes. Perfect. Obviously, Aaron getting the victory. We'll have, I think maybe a botched interference in this one by our boy David Stone. So, Angry's going to be attacked by David. Again, it's more just David's sort of inexperience. You know, he just wants to get to Aaron Knight so badly that he's just going to end up failing and hitting, you know, stablemate Angry Gilmore, costing him the match. So yeah, I think they're both two important matches. And again, Aaron Knight's momentum, I'll show you here real quick. Actually, I'll not show you here. I have to go into the roster page. Yeah, as you can see, he's only warm. which is the reason why his match wasn't as good as it probably should have been and what we maybe all thought it would be. Also, another thing I've completely forgotten to do is to send down these dojo graduates. So I've got to remember to do that once we finish booking this show. All right, what else are we going to do? Let's have more singles matches, I guess. Yes, let's go with Kirk Treneman taking on... I guess... Yeah, we'll go Spencer, I think. Because that'll be a win for Spencer there. Nice win on TV as well. They can call, so we'll go called. Nice. I think we'll go a women's tag match on this show. Obviously, we're going to go for the whole Laura versus Amber storyline again, which we've done many times. So I think what we'll do in this case, we won't actually use either of those two. We'll use them on the Go Home show. But let's give Missy Masterson her debut. And she can team up with Faith. I actually kind of want her to team up with maybe Amber. But I guess we'll go Faith McGee for now. And they can take on Deborah Young and Selena Svelte. That works out rather nicely. And I guess on debut, she actually got the most popularity in the match anyway. Yeah, Missy Masterson will get the win there. We don't want Kavanaugh, we'll go Gilmore. Chuck that in between there. We'll make this the storytelling as well. I know it'll kind of affect their performance, but I'm not really too worried about the women. And I really want to see what these two singles matches here can actually do with Aaron Knight and Maddie Faith. So yeah, reasoning. Up next, let's go a tag team match. And we really want to give the Amazing Bandits a win here. So I think them versus Red, White, and Blue would be a decent little contest. Some more to get the victory. I'm pretty sure we can call, so let's call. Nice decisive finish. Edmonton, there we go. I guess we'll have a Yuta Sono angle onto Jackson prior to that one as well. Should work out rather nicely. And I think we're actually good for matches there. Let's go an angle. I think let's go to just Jackpot and Stephen Parker, to be honest. The moneymakers, the good old boys. Actually, we can have them cut onto Davis and Zeus, who will be off screen prior to the main event. So let's advance that. Be part of the world title storyline. Okay, that looks pretty good. Trying to think of what else I really want to do. I guess before the women's match, we could give maybe Laura and Doc an angle together. I guess onto Amber as well, who can be off screen, of course. Give that a decent amount of time as well. Okay. Usually I probably wouldn't give the women 8 minutes, but seeing as we're not actually using Laura or Amber for this show, we may as well. Let's also go for a David Stone angle with Angry Gilmore. So these two together. Nice 8 minutes there as well. Doesn't really need a storyline attached to that one, to be honest. That can go there. Like I said, let's start the show off with a Yuta Sono angle onto Jackson. Curious to see how this will do. I think maybe only 6 minutes for Yuta, just because I'm not super confident about his ability. His popularity is still really low. So there's that. And then I guess we'll go one more angle, but I'm not sure if we go something to do with the Aristocrats or something to do with Maddie Faith or Tommy Cornell, perhaps. Let's go. We'll go Tommy. We'll go Tommy on entertainment. And I guess Maddie... Actually, we'll go both. We'll go both. Let's have a war of words between these two. I like that. Old Faith. No, is it Old Faithful? Hold on. Are they versing each other? They're not. That was the last storyline. Tommy's versing Brody. Okay, so let's change this. Let's just have Giant Brody in this. My bad. Okay. Yeah, for some reason I was looking at the previous matches that I had written down. Oopsie daisies. Okay, glad I sorted that one out. So that can just go there. It's pretty fine. All right, pre-show. What are we doing? Let's just go a couple of tag matches, to be honest. Let's go for the Griffin family again. We're gonna try and keep building these guys up. They can take on Los Hermanos 3. Yeah, we'll go 3. We'll give Mark the win. Really wish Mark's gimmick was good. So unfortunate that it's a poor gimmick. Really kind of sucks, if I'm being honest. Alright, next tag team match. Let's go for, I think the Crew. The Crew needs a win. So the Crew versus Disciples of Darkness 5. Of course, Zombie and Sinner. Let's give Big Bad Papa Swole the victory in this one as well. Alrighty, I think that'll pretty much do us. We'll go like that. We'll go like that. Actually, you know what? We'll do a women's match as well. Why not? On the pre-show. What's the worst that can happen? Let's go Erin Gray. Actually, we'll call somebody up as well. Yeah, Bernice can come back up again. This time in a singles match. We'll only have it maybe for 8 minutes this time. And even then, still 8 minutes is probably going to be too long for her, so... yeah. And hopefully she doesn't injure Erin Gray, because that would really suck. Literally the worst case scenario. Okay, there we go. Let's run the show. Alright, so we start off the pre-show with a 61 rated tag team match where we have the Crew defeating Disciples of Darkness 5 in 11:59 when Papa Swole and Original Sinner with the pounce. Obviously, Papa Swole head and shoulders above everybody else. And Original Sinner was the weak link, still only getting a 30 in-ring. That seems pretty crazy that he's still only at that level. And he was like one of our first signings, pretty much. Anyway, still in a decent sized company, so fair play to him. Okay, we then go into the women's match. We get a 50 rating for this one, and we have Erin Gray defeating Bernice Bonar in 7:52 by submission with a guillotine choke. Erin Gray, unfortunately, seemed off her game, and obviously Bernice was exhausted by the end of the match. For 8 minutes. Yeah, 8 minutes, that's right. Alright, we then move into the final pre-show match, getting a 70 rating, so obviously a lot better than the other ones. And we have the Griffin family defeating Los Hermanos 3 in 11:42 when Mark Griffin pinned Ray Cavallero with a swinging side slam. Alright, I think the Griffin family's probably going to be our next contenders, if we're being honest. They're probably going to be the next champions as well, if we're really being honest with ourselves. Maybe we won't do it next month, and instead we might run with an Aristocrats Griffin family. So I don't think I want to take the titles off the Texas Express just yet. I know that's obviously a spoiler, but they're just, the Aristocrats they don't feel like a real tag team champion contender right now. I wanted to give them the contendership in the hopes that it would build sort of James Chester up to the same level as Spencer Edmund, but I don't think they're kind of really champion material just yet. Whereas the Griffin family kind of are. Anyway, we move on to the start of the show where we get a 59 rated angle. So it's actually a little bit better. I was thinking maybe only a 50, to be honest. So we have Yuta Osono cutting a promo into Jack Jackson saying that he is going to represent all of Japan and become the Canadian champion. And yeah, there's nothing Jackson or his band of protection agency can do about it. You know, Yuta found himself some backup in Gokudo. And yeah, I mean, they look like a really positive emerging stable in the company as well. We then go into the Amazing Bandits match where we get a 39. Not very good. We actually had Jobber Team versus Jobber Team, which kind of sucks because we've really been penalized for that. But we have the Amazing Bandits defeating Red, White, and Blue in 12-17. And Sumayuki Samura pinned Americana with a shooting star press. Just a really good match. Considering, you know, who it is, the level of popularity. But then again, it is kind of helped out a lot by the excellent chemistry. We also have Toshiaka getting better at his gimmick as well. So positive, but obviously not exactly a match rating that we kind of need at the moment. Although it's going to be a good win for the Amazing Bandits in the hope that they gain some more popularity. All right, we then go straight into singles contest. Get a 73 rated match here. We have Spencer Edmund defeating Turk Treneman in 11:35 by submission with an elevated Boston Crab. And interestingly enough, Spencer and Turk have great chemistry, and it showed in their performance. So yeah, 73 is a very solid rating for these guys, I would say. I mean, Turk's the lowest member, I should say, of the Jackson Protection Agency, whereas Spencer is probably the better tag team partner of the Aristocrats. I think we'll probably do Cooper versus James Chester on the Go Home show as well. All right, we then go into a bit of an underwhelming angle, if we're being honest, a 68 rated women's angle here from Laura Flame alongside the women's division commissioner, Doc Hammond. As you can see, Laura Flame did not do well without a script to follow, so that's obviously penalized it quite a bit. Lowered the heat of the storyline as well, which, you know, also it kind of sucks. Anyway, we basically have Laura and Doc trying to, they're speaking amongst themselves in Doc's office, and they're scrambling, trying to come up with some sort of way or, you know, strategy that they could use in order to beat Amber Allen at the pay-per-view so that Laura can retain her women's title. We move into a 67 rated women's tag match where we have the debut of Missy Masterson, and her and Faith McGee defeat Deborah Young and Selena Svelte in 12-19 when Missy pins Selena with an identity crisis. It's a good match, but unfortunately, as you can see here, Missy Masterson debuting her punchably smug gimmick, getting an initial rating of poor. So another poor debut gimmick. Really frustrating stuff, and that's going to hold her back as well. Anyway, it's a marketable gimmick though, so it'll at least sell us a lot more merchandise than usual, but it also gives a large penalty to microphone skill during angles. But she does get a small boost to star quality during both matches and angles as well. Anyway, we move on to a 91 rated tag team, well, not a tag team angle, but a sort of stable angle with two members of Next Gen, David Stone, trying to talk some strategy to Angry Gilmore, hoping that he will actually do some decent work against Aaron Knight here in his match. Really wants Aaron Knight to sort of be softened up, and David kind of alludes to the fact that he might get involved in the match to try and not only give Angry Gilmore the victory, but to also try and inflict a little bit of pain onto Aaron Knight. All right, their match. I'm glad I tested this out because, like I said, I was contemplating making this the Go Home Show main event. And I'm very happy I didn't do that. We only get a 79 for this match rating, where we have Aaron Knight defeating Angry Gilmore in 9:49 by pinfall with a Nightfall. And then during the match, we also had David Stone accidentally hit Angry Gilmore as well. As you can see, Angry, I think at this stage in his career, he is sort of well and truly past sort of putting on those main event level matches. I think maybe what we might do is have Angry Gilmore and Chip Martin in a tag team as well. And that'll be a good way to both utilize Gilmore and to bring Chip onto TV a little bit more often. I think that's a good strategy. Gilmore's got like 44 stamina at the moment, so it's even starting to get to the point where he might not even be able to do, 10-minute singles matches anymore. So we've got to move on. He's 46 years old, I think now. 46. Is that a good career? All right, we then move into a 91 rated angle here, where we have Tommy Cornell and Giant Brody going back and forth, back and forth. Of course, Brody really wanting to, I guess, set himself up for a future title shot by taking out the legendary Tommy Cornell. And obviously, Tommy's been there, done that, seen giants before, and of course, he's, slayed giants himself as well. He was a real star in the segment as well. Herb working without a script. And then we had Giant Brody struggling when going off script as well. But it is a good angle. I'm happy with the 91. Alright, we then go into another 79 rated match. This one seems a little bit low. I guess it is only the start of the storyline, so the storyline's not actually hot, which is a little bit frustrating, but it's okay. And we have Maddie Faith defeating High Flying Hawaiian in 12:22 by pinfall with a leap of faith. And then during the match, we also had Logan Wolfsbane run in and attack Maddie Faith. So Maddie being attacked by Logan. Logan's not happy, of course. Maddie Faith, very, very open to criticizing people whenever he feels like it. And maybe Logan's not too happy with some of Maddie Faith's maybe social media words that he's been putting out into the world. So I guess that can be the premise behind their storyline, I guess. I had no real idea. I just kind of I wanted Logan to do something before his, title rematch. So it made sense to put him against Maddie Faith. All right, we then go into a 95 rated angle from the Moneymakers. Excellent stuff, as per usual, by these guys. Former tag team champions, and of course, now Jackpot is the unified world champion. Of course, he came out of this looking excellent, working the crowd well. Stevie P also improvising well, but they say that they're going to beat the Golden Goats here tonight in the main event. Very happy with the 95, although it is Jackpot. The main event does better than the sort of previous tag team match. We get a 97 rated tag team match for the main event here. Very good stuff. Very, very good match indeed. And we have the Moneymakers defeating the Golden Goats in 15:26 when Jackpot Jordan pinned Zeus Maximilian with a Make It Rain. We had a 100 in-ring from Davis and a 98 in-ring there from Jackpot as well. So very impressive. And again, the excellent chemistry for the Golden Goats. And obviously some time decline in there as well. All right, we end the show. We get a 92 overall rating. So it's a very good show. But then again, obviously the 39, the 50, 39, 59, probably letting the show down a little bit. To be fair, even Laura Flame's angle was a little bit lackluster. So yeah, we won't read into it too much, but let's move on. I'm happy with the 92. I can't really be upset at that. There's no way I can be upset. All right, well let's actually just keep advancing. I'll send the two dojo guys down first, and we'll get that taken care of, and then we shall get into the go home show. Doesn't need to be a long episode here today, although we might have some negotiations. All right, we've got Sweet Danny Adams first and foremost, 26 years old, very very talented, as you can see there. Super good primary skills. Really good charisma, really good star quality. Lacking a little bit in basics, which is pretty bad, to be honest. Actually, it looks like she is capped out at both 63 and 62 for her basics in psychology. That's not good. I don't actually like that. I really don't like that, actually. I don't think we're going to, and she... Okay, she hates Eren Grey as well. Interesting. Never mind, we won't sign her. Okay. And then up next we've got Christian Price, another huge star. Not a huge star, but a big star, I guess, for CWA. And as you can see, he is very, very talented, although he is now 40 years old. I don't know if we want him. I don't know. I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't think I do. I think we'll take a miss on this one. I love the look of him. Love Christian Price and everything about him. But just at his age, it's not really going to be too beneficial for us, him being 40. Anyway, TV rating, we get a 4.07. Broke the 4 million mark for viewers overall, which is very nice to see. And like I said, let's take care of a quick little bit of business here. So who have we got? We got Glen Rock down to OWC. And then we've got, where is he? Mark Leon, there he is. Our two dojo graduates from a couple of episodes ago. And they are now down in OWC. Thank you to those of you that reminded me. Do appreciate it. And as you can see, I remembered to do it, which is a very, I guess, not a consistent thing that happens throughout the series here. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick sip of water here before we get into the next show. Really enjoying actually having the microphone situated much closer to my face. I feel like it. I'm not sure if it sounds better, but I think it sounds, I guess, more clear to a certain extent. Because I used to have it back maybe about 50 centimeters. I don't know what that would be in inches for you guys in America, but yeah, it was pretty far back, and I used to have to, really not pronounce, but I guess be very assertive with the way that I talked. Whereas now I feel like I can actually just talk normally, which is really cool. Anyway, sip of water. And let's get into it. What do we got here? Pay rise request from Pepper Pelton. He wants a $60 pay rise. Oh, no, I'm only giving him 45. I don't think he deserves it. Ooh. Okay, speaking of negotiations, Scythe. What do we think, guys? What do we think about Scythe? Wow. I think we pretty much have to, don't we? I think that there's no way that we can't sign him. We've got to at least try. So 308,000. Give him a 7-year contract. No travel cover. We'll go 10% first, I think. Go 300k to try and sort of match the offer, and we'll go up from there. They give... Oh, he's got creative control in there as well. Oh, it's a tough one. It really is a tough one for me. I'm not sure what to do, because we are starting to spend a lot of money. I know we made a lot of money last month as well. Oh, we'll do it. We'll put in a decent offer. Let's do it. All right. What did I do last time? Let's go 320,000. I'd rather just not give him creative control because it can just be such a damn burden. It really can. I would bump that to 20. Again, he still has a better offer just with that creative control. So we're more or less going to have to go up by like 10,000s to even find a sort of middle ground, I guess, with them. What I think I might do for this one is not actually go for the best offer. I think we'll just try and at least compete for his signature. Like here, you know, it's one of two offers that he would consider. Let's just go for that. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I would love to get him in because he's absolutely incredible, but at the same time, at this stage, just getting Casey Glenn in this episode, I'm not looking to break the budget even more, albeit we are kind of competing with SWF even more at this stage now that we're slowly starting to conquer CWA. And again, we need the finances as well, which is kind of a very important thing for us at the moment, because we do need to upgrade our broadcaster to get the US region, the coverage in that region up to a higher level, so we can keep improving the popularity in both Puerto Rico and Hawaii, of course, which will allow us to go up to large size, which will be very, very important for us indeed. I mean, the push towards Titanic is going to be very, very difficult. But I think honestly, I feel like the most difficult part is kind of where we're at right now. Because I think once we get up to 71 in Puerto Rico and Hawaii, by that time, we're likely going to have, you know, who's Drew Danson? Did I look at him already? I think I did, and I said I didn't really want him, did I? Yeah, nah. Not interested. Alright, Scythe rival bid update. Everybody's now come in for him as well. And the price has definitely shot up a little bit. Looks like, I mean, everyone's essentially given him creative control as well, which just, it seems, I don't know, a little bit crazy to me. But then again, his popularity is pretty insane. But it's between SWF and US Pro. I think we're just going to bail out. I don't want to go up to that price range. As much as I would love him, and I'm pretty sure you guys would love for me to get him in as well. Yeah, I don't know about it. Anyway, we do have Jenny Playmate. Very familiar with Jenny Playmate. Had her in my 2016 Road to Glory series with Kyler Adams. It was a good manager that we had in. We might think about bringing her in. Don't know what she can do or who she can really manage, but we'll see. She could maybe do something with Gakudo. That could be interesting. Sort of as like their manager, their sort of side piece, if you will. Alright, we got David Stone lifting the locker room, organising a video game tournament. Okay, still waiting for a few contracts, and of course, waiting for James Diaz to come back as well. Let's once again do some more meddling between Aldis and Brody. No effect. Okay. I think the next point I get, I'm going to put it into... Which one is it? Is it diplomacy or leadership? I can't remember which one it is. But whatever one... Whatever stat helps out meddling is the one that I'm going to put our next user point into. Alright, so this show... Going back to Ottawa. Of course, we forgot to do that last time for the Go Home show. This main event might get the 100. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a very interesting one. We're going to have Aaron Knight teaming up with Logan Wolfsbane, a team you probably never ever really thought would have ever been together, if we're being honest. I had no clue that these guys were ever going to be in a tag team main event together. But they're going to take on Maddie Faith and David Stone, the two sort of younger guys, if you will. Both in their 20s, mid-20s. We'll go 16. We might... Should I go 20? I don't know. We'll leave it at 16 for now. I want to go back and look at the product screen as well. Who do we give the win to? I kind of want to give it to Logan onto David Stone as the loser. Just like that, because I want to get Logan back up to 100 popularity, because he did lose at 1 point. He's down to 99 for the Unified World title loss at Final Chapter. So I want to get that back to where it needs to be. So hopefully this will do it. And actually, during the match, I want to have a lot of interference. So I want to have... Alright, so Aaron's going to be targeted by Angry Gilmore. Going to be targeted by Brett Kyle and potentially Taylor Norton. And then we're going to have Logan targeted by Charlie Corner. And then, who are the other guys? Rock and Ryan Turner. Pretty sad that I'm forgetting their names, and Stan Manor. So just a lot of interference. Obviously, heavy interference for this team towards the winning team in the end. But it's kind of it's going to be like a big comeback story to the point where they do indeed win the match. Let's just simply do an angle between them between the two of them. And of course, they can cut onto their opponents as well. They'll be off screen, but we essentially know what it means. And another thing I want to do on this show, I should have actually done, I did not mean to do that, wrong people, is we want to have Marvel Malloy and Storm Spillane in there as well on the show at some stage. Alright, cool. That's the main event. Like I said, could be the 100. I have no idea. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, what else are we doing? I think I wanted to go... maybe Davis. Or should we go... Nah, we'll go Davis. Davis versus Stephen Parker. 1-on-1, I think. A little bit worried about Stevie's stamina. Yeah, 51. Can he go for 12? Probably not. I don't think he'll be able to. Okay, maybe he will. Actually, no, I'm not going to risk it. Let's just go 10. It doesn't need to be 12 minutes. So that's fine. We'll have Jackpot cutting an angle onto Davis, who can be on screen, actually. And I know I actually need to go back and change something, because I did mess something up in this angle. Did the Unified World title storyline advancing. And it is not that one. It is... Gotta Have Faith. I think that is Maddie Faith's storyline, yes? Yes, it is. Okay. So, what else do we need to do? Let's do this. Go another tag team match. Blending all the storylines together. You love to see it. But it's going to be Tommy Cornell teaming up with Storm Spillane. There he is. To take on Giant Brody and Marvel Malloy. I like that. We'll probably give Storm. Let's give Storm the victory and Brody to be the loser. We'll keep him strong if we have to, but I like that. And again, we are at the moment trying to punish Brody a little bit for causing an injury onto Aldous Blackfriar. And luckily, he doesn't even complain about it. I know Storm has pretty good pop, so 73 to 81. It's not too bad. Alright, next match. Let's go for Jack Jackson taking on Sumiyuki. It's going to be a Canadian title match. And there'll be an angle explaining exactly why the title is on the line. But it should also be a pretty good match. Just putting it out there. So let's do this angle. Onto Utah, and I guess Sumiyuki as well. Although I guess Sumiyuki would probably be on screen, but anyway, doesn't matter. But basically, it's going to be Jackson just being an arrogant dick, to be honest. And he said that, you know, he's going to give Sumiyuki a title shot before Yuta Usono gets one. Really sort of disrespecting him. Making him seem, you know, even less important than one of the members, even though he is currently the leader of Gakudo. So I like that. We've also got the other match with Cupid Christie and James Chester. Can be our storytelling match, I think. I'm pretty sure we can call. Might actually let's make this a tainted one. And then we want to have interference onto Chester by Tavon. Those dastardly Jackson Protection Agency members. Always doing some similar stuff to this. Just kind of wondering, do I give the Aristocrats an angle before this match? Maybe we do. Maybe we do. So let's go Spencer and James. Double entertainment. Just 6 minutes. We don't need to give them too much time. And that will advance the tag title storyline. Perfect. Okay. Women. What are we doing with the women? Let's have... Let's have Laura Flame take on Missy. Just I guess a bit of a test match, shall we say? We may as well also have a distraction in this match onto Missy by Doc. Again, that just works really well. Non-title match, of course. Let me bump this between these two, I think. Just because I don't want sort of Jackson Protection Agency and then Jackson Protection Agency match straight after as well. So one more angle. Let's just go for Amber Allen, I think. Amber onto Laura. Simple as you like, but very good as well, to be honest, and advancing the women's storyline. All right, there we go. That is the show. Do a little bit of pre-show work. Let's actually go a tag team match, and we'll have Yuta and Toshiaka team up. They can take on the Rock City Stars, because we're already using those guys, so let's put them there. Have Utah go over them. I mean, we can call that match. I don't know why I scripted it. It's a little bit silly for me to do that. Anyway, there's Gokudo. And then let's go an 8-man tag. Let's just chuck whoever in, to be honest. I mean, there's quite a few people we're not using. I mean, Aldous doesn't even have a... Alright, let's do this. Let's go Aldous, Mutant, and then Disciples of Darkness 5. And then they can just take on some randoms, really. Let's have Hernandez in there. Let's go for Hawking. Go for Robin Delay. Maybe Willie? Yeah, we'll throw Willie in there as well. There we go. Cool stuff. All right. Obviously, Aldous getting the win. Back from injury now, hopefully. I think he is. I might just double check that. But I think I saw it in my messages. Got to call it as well. Decisive. Pre-show. There we go. And let me just save that. We'll run back here. Yes, so he's ready to go. Cool, cool, cool. Let's run the show. Alright, so we start off with a 60 rated tag team match where we have Yujiro Sono and Toshiaki Kitani defeating the Rock City Stars in 12:01 when Yujiro Sono pins Stan Manor with an Osono face melter. Yeah, good match. Obviously a nice win to hopefully build the momentum as well for Utah going into the Canadian title match. And then we have a 78 rated 8-man tag where we have Forces of Darkness, all members except for Aussie Darkstein, and they defeat Mainstream Hernandez, Matt Hocking, Robin Delay, and Willie LaRue in 11:48 when Aldous Blackfriar submitted Willie LaRue with a Gloom Weaver clutch. And obviously, Aldous Head and Shoulders and Sinner, the weak link. Yeah, really good match. Okay, we then start off the TV show with another pretty underwhelming angle, if we're being honest. We get a 58 this time. Of course, last TV show we had a 59 from Osono. As you can see, the Aristocrats coming out. Unfortunately, James Chester performed poorly in the segment and very poor when trying to improvise dialogue. So I guess for these guys, we might script them. Spence is fine, enjoying having the freedom to go off script, but if they're a tag team, we're going to have to script James Chester, I guess. Alright, we then go into a 72 rated match where we do have Cooper Christie of the Jackson Protection Agency defeating James Chester, of course, of the Aristocrats in 11:41 by pinfall with a top rope elbow drop following interference from Tavon Blake Jr. It's the Protection Agency. It's what they do. They've got each other's backs. They make sure they win, and they make sure that their business is looking as good as it can be. Yeah, big win there for Cooper Christie. Alright, we then go into a 79 rated women's angle. We have Amber Allen here, the #1 contender. She also was not too good without a script to follow, but she does cut a promo onto Laura Flame, basically saying that, you know, her time's up. Her time as champion is up. There is nothing that she hasn't done to try and keep that title that Amber Allen hasn't obviously seen or worked through or whatever. You know, her latest one was Erin Gray, and, well, we all know how that, you know, what happened with that. Erin Gray, of course, getting a victory, a pinfall victory over Laura Flame in the build-up to their match. So, yeah, good stuff there. I mean, again, I should probably maybe script her as well. But she doesn't always struggle, which is kind of the annoying part about it. Because even with her struggling, she's still getting a 79. And when she, you know, improvises well, she usually gets like an 80 plus, a high, I guess mid 80s is what I'm talking about. Anyway, the women's match. We get an 80 rated women's match here. We have Laura Flame defeating Missy Masterson in 11:58 by pinfall with a flame fire kick. During the match, we also had Doc Hammond distract Missy Masterson. So, yeah, it's just Doc, the women's division commissioner, cheating and allowing the women's champion to get a victory here. Despicable stuff, really. All right, we then move into a 99 rated Jack Jackson angle. Wow. I mean, his main event push it's pretty much there, really. He's on the verge of going from upper mid card to main event right now. And for a project, he's been a very good one. Very impressive project, and I'm very happy with his title reign, to be honest. And he enjoyed having the freedom to go off script. And again, like I said when I was booking it, he basically disrespects Yujiro Ono. He says, I'm giving Sumiyuki, who I deem to be the best wrestler in Gakudo, is giving him the title shot before Yuta Osono's pay-per-view title match. 99 for Jackson. The match, the Canadian title match, getting a 73. So the match not as good as the angles, but again, Jack is very much an entertainment guy. Very good in the ring as well, but that still remains to be seen yet. And we do have Jack Jackson defeating Sumiyuki Samura in 12:24 by pinfall with an implant DDT. And we have Jack Jackson making defense number 5 of the CWC Canadian title. Tavon doing some good work at ringside. We got a 69 in ring there from Jack as well. Good stuff. 5th defense. Quite a few now. All right, we then go straight into tag team action. We get an 80 rated match here. We have Tommy Cornell and Storm Spillane defeating Giant Brody and Marvel Malloy in 11:37 when Storm Spillane submitted Giant Brody with a kneeling Boston Crab. Big upset victory there, especially with Storm getting the pinfall onto Giant Brody. Crazy stuff. Yeah, happy with that. Tommy with an 84 in-ring, Storm with a 78, and then we had Brody there as well with an 81. So, all round, just a really good match. All right, we then go into a 100 rated angle where we have Jackpot Jordan and David Stone. I think I meant for this to be Davis. I'm pretty sure I meant for this to be Davis. Anyway, I guess maybe Jackpot's... Let's work around this. So let's have David Stone run into Jackpot Jordan backstage, and he kind of asks him... He wants a bit of advice from the Unified World Champion. He kind of says, what would be the best way for us to win tonight in the main event against Aaron Knight and Logan Wolfsbane? And of course, Jackpot would say, you've got a stable. I think he would also say, Matty Faith also has a stable. Make sure you use them. Use them in the match. Simple, effective, and that's going to, I guess, lead to the interference in that main event. That's a good workaround because that was actually supposed to be the GOAT. Anyway, we move on to the GOAT's match, getting an 81 here. We have Davis Wayne Newton defeating Stephen Parker in 10:27 by pinfall with a fisherman suplex. This one, more just to get Davis a bit of momentum back after his tag team lost in the main event of last TV show. So, yeah, bit of momentum. Good win. Average match. It's okay. We then move into a 94 rated angle where we have unlikely allies for tonight's main event. Aaron Knight, Logan Wolfsbane. Of course, Aaron Knight kind of said that he wanted to face Logan Wolfsbane when he was the champion in order to sort of be the one to dethrone him. And we all know Aaron Knight kind of plays he's almost like a babyface, but he's very arrogant, very cocky, very up himself, but still tries to play the babyface. Always got a big smile on his face and just can really get on people's nerves. But, you know, he is kind of just that good. So there we go. Anyway, the main event. Can we do it? Can we get the 100 here? It's possible. It's a no. Still a good match, though. We get a 92 out of this one, where we have Aaron Knight and Logan Wolfsbane defeating Matty Faith and David Stone in 15:44, and Logan Wolfsbane pinned David Stone with a belly-to-belly suplex. The match also had a lot of interference. We had Gilmore target Knight, Brett Kyle attack Knight, Taylor Norton attack Knight, Charlie Corner attack Wolfsbane, Rock and Ryan Turner attack Wolfsbane, and finally Stan Manor interfering against Wolfsbane. So just an absolute cluster. But as you can see, David Stone really taking the advice from Jackpot Jordan in getting their stables involved in this one, albeit to no winning effect. Anyway, I'm happy with that. 92 main event, go home. It's good enough. Should be a pretty good show overall. Again, we get another 92. So 2 92s. Both on this episode. I'll tell you what, I'm pretty happy with that. We'll take it. Very good stuff. I feel like it's actually been a very smooth episode, to be honest. I had the main events kind of booked in my head and ready to go, and haven't really had too many sort of negotiations to go through or anything like that. I want to take a quick little look at the size, the popularity over in the US. Actually, we'll have a quick look here at CWA. We beat them by 7 points. So as you can see, they're really in a decline now, with us taking away Aaron Knight. Even Brooke Tyler, who is their last truly big star, not looking too good. She's not even the women's champion at the moment either. As you can see, the main event was Claire Winters defeating Alina America to retain the women's title, only getting an 89. So we beat their main event, and we also we smashed their overall show rating as well. Pretty cool. All right, what do we got here? Scythe Bid Ends re-signed with SWF. We got some deals expiring there, which is actually very good for us. We've got 1 month left for all these random TV deals that I set up that really was quite a silly thing to do. Anyway, and we also get Nadia Snow. So Nadia Snow could be at the pay-per-view. Very cool to see as well. And once again, we got a 4 point... Actually, I think that's one slightly lower. We got a 4... I think we got a 4.08. And now we got a 4.07. With about 7,000 less viewers. So, not great, but it is what it is. Anyway, size. Yeah, I mean, Canada's looking real healthy. 82 Alberta, 83 Saskatchewan. The US is looking really good as well, to be fair. We're up to 79s in most of the regions. Only New England is at a 78, so very solid. Tri-State up to an 86 as well. And then we've got Puerto Rico at 45, Hawaii at 39. So compare that. We're actually up 2 points in Puerto Rico this month already, but only the 1 point there in Hawaii. Although it does look like we might get a second point after the pay-per-view, which would be very, very good. Okay, well, I think that's it. Nice short episode, hour and 5 minutes. Make sure you guys smash the like button if you haven't already. And of course, subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure you look out for these videos. I'm posting them over on the Fantasy Bookers Reddit. Just want to, give guys over there the opportunity, if they don't already know about my YouTube channel and this Local to Global series, as well as the Tommy Cornell Challenge. So if you guys, frequent that Reddit page, make sure you go over there and upvote these videos, because I am posting the video links as well. Anyways, guys, as always, take it easy and goodbye.